Hi, this is James from James Jude Tarot, and today I have an exciting unboxing. I've got this package from Welkin Tarot. I know that the Odyssean Tarot is in here, and I believe the Star Trek Tarot is in here. I don't know if that's it or if there's some other decks in here, but I'm very excited to open it up. Let's get to it. Okay, let's open this puppy up and see what we got inside. Okie doke. Multiple tarots from Welkin. We've got the Star Trek Tarot. We've got the Odyssean Tarot. I've got two Odyssean Tarots. The Welkin postcard. The Odyssean Tarot book, two of them. Oh, not enough room. More postcards. And the Star Trek book, which is signed. That's very cool. And let's see, the Odyssean deck is signed by Chris on the Magician card. Cool. I can already see from the sides of this that each of the suits is color-coded. So we'll take a look at these cards here in just a minute. But it comes with this book. Chris always writes these incredible books. It's beautifully illustrated, full color. Does a lot of research into his decks. So this is pretty cool. That's signed. Oh, this is for William and Philip at Tarot Arts. This one must be the one for me. Yes. Very cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so we'll take a look at these in a minute, and then we've also got the Star Trek Tarot. We'll take a look at this separately. I'll unbox that in a minute. But I want to look at the Odyssean first. So we're going to take a look at Chris Leech's Odyssean Tarot, A Hermetic Odyssey. Before we do, one of the disadvantages, of doing an unboxing is not having really the time to look at the philosophy behind the cards. But I just want to show you in the table of contents, the introduction and the arcanas are flame, wave, wind, stone, and the Aristocana, which is kind of fun. There's also a bibliography of research materials. And we have an introduction. There's some information about the orthodoxy of the deck, how to read what isn't written, and then we move into the meanings of the cards. So this is the box, beautifully illustrated. This is a Greek mythological approach to the tarot, by the way. The cards themselves are a sturdy but malleable oversized card stock. Pretty easy to riffle. I mean, it's a little difficult to riffle shuffle because they're oversized cards, but in terms of the flexibility of the cards, you can easily shuffle them. The card backs are pretty beautiful and reversible. So let's look at the actual cards. And this is a Hermetic approach through the lens of Greek mythology. So you're going to see a lot of imagery in Chris's deck that you will intuitively be able to immediately connect to. And you'll notice that the cards themselves aren't labeled, but they're numbered. So if you have any understanding of and knowledge of the tarot, you will immediately see how each card corresponds to the traditional tarot. Here we have the Empress. Isn't that a gorgeous card? And the Emperor and the Hierophant. And I love how the Hierophant is depicted here. And that's the High Priestess. So these two correspond, and the colors as well. Okay, now I'm just going to shut up and show you the cards while you listen to my neighbor's dog howl in the background. But I have to stop and say, I love this hermit. I have never seen the hermit depicted as a centaur before, but pretty effing cool. I like how the Hanged Man here, the number is reversed. Well, the card was reversed. Now he's hung. Now he's not hung. Interesting. That's a beautiful Temperance card. And that's a beautiful Death card. Oh, that's not Death. This is Death. This is the Devil. And the Tower. And the Star. Wow. There's some nice looking figures in here. I would venture so far as to call this a sexy deck. Now we're in the suit of Flames, which corresponds to Wands. Three of Wands, one of my favorite cards. This is a really gorgeous deck. I would expect no less of Chris, though. And this is the suit of Waves, which corresponds to Cups. Isn't that a luscious Ace of Waves? Okay, now we are in the suit of Wind, which corresponds to Swords, of course. Love that Black Widow. Not in real life, got plenty of them around here, but they're beautifully depicted. Two cards that a lot of people have difficulty with, well, maybe even three, the 8, 9, 10 of Swords, or in this case of Wind, but depicted differently than we see traditionally in Rider-Waite-Smith cards and the King of Swords. Each of the suits is color-coded, and intuitively color-coded to match the element. So once you know that, you wouldn't make that sort of mistake. And this is the suit of stone. I had to go look at the book. The suit of stone, which corresponds to earth, of course. Wow. Ooh, I love that. 10 of stone, 10 of pentacles. Wow, that's a powerful card. So our major arcana is white, our flames is red, our suit of waves or cups is blue, the suit of wind or swords is black, and the suit of stone or pentacles is gold. It's a gorgeous deck. So Chris Leech's Star Trek Tarot, a TOS deck, or the original series deck. Okay, let's see what we got in here. I love these card backs. You know me, I like to really appreciate the thought and artwork that goes into card back. Again, color-coded to the suits. I'm going to show you the majors first, and then we'll jump into the different suits. So I'm not going to pretend to be the ultimate Trekkie and know who all these characters are. I'm sure many of you will. But I certainly recognize them. This looks like the titles of episodes that correspond to the theme of the major arcana. Oh, I remember her. Yes, definitely. That is an episode. And this is fun to see who winds up how. I like the way that the lovers is depicted here as conflict rather than love. Not that I'm anti-love, but I don't love romantic lovers cards. I think, as you know, I prefer the Marseille style lovers card, even in a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So I like the way that Chris went with this one. The enemy within. Of course, that would be the devil, wouldn't it? Oh yes, the Doomsday Machine. You know, Chris always astounds me with his knowledge of tarot and the intersection that he brings to pop culture and the archetypes. Okay, we're going to take a look now at the suit of force, which is the suit of wands. Or corresponds to the suit of wands. I also like how the deck is illustrated and composed through the use of collage work and coloring, so that it's not simply a photographic deck. And Scotty is the king of force. Okay, now we're into the feeling deck, which corresponds to the suit of cups. Which makes perfect sense. Straighten out these piles a little bit. And Uhura is the Page of Cups, one of my favorite cards. And of course we have Bones as the King of Feeling. Oh, Spock's brain. This is the suit of logic, which corresponds to the suit of swords. Well, if I ever go to a Star Trek convention, these will definitely be the cards I bring with me. The next suit is the suit of will, which, oh, and of course Spock is the king of logic. Duh, who else? Will, which corresponds to Pentacles. That's a great Three of Pentacles. Yes, of course. Mud, you show up again. Joan Collins. And Kirk is the king of will. Thanks for joining me for this unboxing of Chris Leech's newest tarot deck that just launched through a Kickstarter campaign, but is available through his website, Welkin Tarot. The Odyssean Tarot, a Greek mythological tarot deck, and the Star Trek Tarot, the original series. Both really fun, incredibly well-researched decks, as is typical of Chris. Each deck comes with a pretty thick, well-researched and beautifully illustrated book of information about the deck. I am particularly in love with this deck and can't wait to spend some more time looking at these cards. This one is really fun too, but oh my god, I would call the Odyssean deck a super sexy deck. I will go that far. Yeah, loving it. Did I just say that? I'm trying not to censor myself in these videos too much, but I feel awkward sometimes, don't know what to say, so I say dumb things anyway. Yeah, that's it.